Hello, my name is Johnny Myers and this is my portrait class in oil paints. I am a fine artist, illustrator, and watercolorist. But today I'll be working on a portrait of my aunt. And some of my supplies are, now for the pencil drawings I use white rain hairspray, and also when I do my drawing on canvas, because you can spray it inside when it's cold outside and there will be no smell and it'll dry up quicker. Yes, white rain hairspray, cheap way, learned that way back in art school. Then I have Japanese dryer when you're in a hurry and you need to get paid. Then I have odorless mineral spirits. Okay, when I started off it was turpentine, that old smelly stuff. My mother couldn't stand it. It was okay with my dad. Then I have liquid, which I use on my whites and lighter colors because it don't add that red tint like Japanese dryer does. Well, right here you see I have a light drawing of my aunt that I've started. Now either you can project it up there and save time, or you can do the old thing like, you know, references like the width of the nose. And from the top of the nose to the middle of the lip, you see it's the same, how wide the lips are compared to the nose. And then that reference point, you know, from the ear to the wrinkle right here in a smile. They're the same. So you have references, you know, on the eye and how far to come down. So, you know, of course, you're going to paint over all of this, but you want a good reference when you start laying your paint down. So it can be pretty much, because when it comes to portraits, the width of the nose and the eyes, how far they are apart, are super important, not just a little important. But it's a portrait. Just wanted to show you all the colors I use. 11 colors, which is black, burnt umber, burnt sienna, yellow ochre, cadmium yellow, sap green, cadmium blue, ultramarine blue, and alizarin crimson, red, deep red, then cadmium red and white. So those are the colors, and from there I just create every color I need. Alright, so I will go ahead and start painting the umber. And I'll add a little Japanese dryer to it so it won't, you know, take so long to dry. Because we have a long thing to go. But most portraits take me from 5 to 8 hours anyway to basically cover everything. I'll take a break just to walk away from it. But I've added my Japanese dryer to the umber. That asks for any special color, so I'm free. I'm going to add a little mauve in there, somewhat mauve, not too far. I'll highlight it later, you know, if I want to add a little more red to it. Right now I'm just laying the foundation. As you can see, the umber is still wet, so it's easy to blend. That's one good thing about oil paints. You can work it. Even though I have some Japanese dryer in there, I didn't put a lot. To some of the shadows on the face. dark. That's much too dark. Go back to your palette. Have your tones ready. To soften it up. And if it's too warm, always add some blue. But the end is not yet. Okay, I am back, and I mixed two more tones, another slight middle tone and a somewhat highlight tone. Okay, so this will be, see, I did an umber shadow tone, and you can hold your photo in your hand, no problem. Okay, I'll go with a third tone and start adding. As you can see, it's a little bit close to the other tone. So you just go back and get some of your lighter tone. Okay, so you have noticed I've added mid-tone colors to it. So now I'm going to go ahead and work on the hair highlights and the few strings of hair that come down into her face right there. I wanted to put the skin tone down a little. And add the shadows. Got to get the scarf covered. Okay, try to get rid of all of the white. Not yet. You have to add some of that color in there and some of the brown colors of her skin. course, texture of the dress is not so important. Just a little bit. Customers, you know, they wouldn't really notice if you put colors in there. But you as an artist know all colors reflect on the surrounding colors reflect on the object you're looking at. See much there in the photo, but I can see the direction of the design of the hair. Alright, so we finished the hair. Let's zero in on the eyelashes. And the eyebrows first of all. Okay. Touch brown in the scarf. Okay, now that I have zoomed in, I've noticed few things. Right here. I need to tone down just a touch. Hello, my name is Johnny Myers, and I am a watercolorist, and I also do oils. That's my main thing for my illustrations and for my portraits. Now, I started drawing when I was 4 years old. In the backyard, I would just do drawings in the dirt because we played all the grass off the yard, so I would remember the animals that I watched with my father when I watched Wild Kingdom, so I would try to just draw them in the dirt. So by the time I was 10 years old, I wanted to do color, so I started doing dry brush watercolors. You know, you have more control. So I really enjoyed that. By the time I was 12 years old, I did the sketch in the comic book of the old guy with the beard. So I started a correspondent course for 2 months. My parents couldn't afford it, so I started teaching myself oil paints since I had all the supplies. And by the time I was 15 in the 10th grade, I got a great art teacher that taught me 10th, 11th, and 12th grade. He was more like a college professor. So by the time I went to Ringling School of Arts, I was already ahead of most of the students in my class. So I've been a freelance artist since 1979, a licensed artist. Graduated from art school in January 1980. So I've been perfecting my gift since I was 4, because I came home after playing and I drew almost every day. So hopefully I can give you all some tips and help you all along the way on your artistic journey.